Hello and welcome to Lifestyle and Fashion Tea. Let me tell y'all something right now. This was a lot of work today because I worked today and I was taking notes at the same time. And it was disgusting. Y'all know I'm going to say it was disgusting. Y'all better love me. I want to see the Cash App, everything. Diddy is a monster. A monster. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into this Capricorn and Diddy. And I'm going to read you the first part. Because I might go live on the second part. Because I'm going to tell y'all. It was so much. I was taking notes and reading this like it was a novel. I'm not lying, y'all. I'm not lying. This is sick. Whoever is going to make a book about this or a movie about this, it's going to be number one. I'm trying to tell you, it's going to be number one. I'm going to take a sip of water before I go ahead into this. The key to aging gracefully. Water. Y'all, I'm not lying. But Capricorn did a thing. Now, I think she may come back tomorrow. I'm not sure. Should I go live tonight? I will let you know. And I know I have probably left out a lot of things because, like I said, I'm not in the court. And so we miss all types of, we can't see the actual person. We can't see movements. We can't see body. We can't see body language. You can't see anything. So all we get to do is read what the person has said. And Capricorn has said some terrible things. Y'all, look, I ain't got no jewelry on, nothing. I just said, pow, pow, pow. Let's go, let's go, let's go. It is raining outside and everything. Everything. I've been outside playing with the kids and everything. I said, but look, I got to do this YouTube because it's what I want to do. So we're going to get right into it. And guess what? The government calls... Ooh, my allergies. My allergies has been on 2.0. I'm trying to tell you. God bless me. Okay, let's start over. The government calls Capricorn Clark. Ooh, child. God bless me again. Hold on. Government calls Capricorn Clark. And I'm going to try to get through this as fast as I can. That's why I said I might do, when they, what do you call that? Do their rebuttal. When Agnophilia questions Capricorn. That's going to be the second part. Okay. So this is awesome. Government. Where did you grow up? And I'm just going to say Cap. I don't have time to say Capricorn Clark. Cap or CC. Cap. Born in San Francisco. Moved to LA. Worked for Def Jam. The Death Row Records. A late 90s gangster rap label. Awesome. What was your relationship? Cap. Oh, I'm sorry. What is your relationship with Suge Knight? He is the father of my friend's child. And I want to know who has, if y'all know in the comments, if y'all know in the comments, if anyone knows who is her friend that has a child by Suge Knight, let me know in the comments. Okay? Awesome. Then you worked for Sean Combs. Kat, yes. And she, look, Kat went straight into it. She was just talking. Kat was talking. Oh, she was going to make sure she buried Diddy. She said, yes, he is over there in a blue sweater. I worked for him from 2004 to 2012. They didn't have to say, you know how they normally say, can you point to Mr. Combs? You ain't got to say that with Kat. She said, yes, he right over there in a blue sweater. Asa said, were you kidnapped? Kat said, yes. Yes, I was. Asa said, when did you first meet Mr. Combs? Kat, when I moved to New York City in 2002, we were super platonic friends. A headhunter said I should work for him as a personal assistant. And I did until 2006. A headhunter. That wasn't about nobody but Lauren London. Lauren London said, I'm going to hook you up with a job, girl. Asa said, what were your duties? Kat, to shadow him from wake up. I don't know why you got to do that with somebody. Why do you have to shadow somebody from the time they wake up to the time they go to sleep? That is the most stupidest job I have ever heard. For what? Okay, awesome. Then what? I became head of women's for Sean John. Awesome. How long? Capricorn. A year. Then global brand director for Sean Combs. Names and likeness. Due diligence to grow brand. Then I was terminated until 2016 for Cassie Ventura. Awesome. Did you work in this building? Shows her a picture of Bad Boy Records office. Kat, yes, we moved there in 2005. Awesome. Your first day, where did Mr. Combs take you? So listen to where he took her on the first day. Kat, Central Park after dark, along with Uncle Paulie, who looked like a linebacker. Why are we going in Central Park after dark along with Uncle Paulie, who looks like a linebacker? Asa said, does this photo look like him? Cap said, no. He doesn't have on the blackout shades he wore all the time. Asa, what did Mr. Combs tell you in the park? Kat, that since I work for Suge Knight, if anything happened, he might have to unalive me. Objection! Judge said overrule. Sit your down. Proceed. Asa, how did you take it? How did you take that? Kat, she said, I took that very seriously. Asa said, how did you react? Kat, I said, I didn't have anything to do with that stuff. Objection! Judge said, sustained. Asa, what was Paulie's role? Kat, all aspect of Mr. Combs' moments to keep him safe. They were also D-Rock's, Roger Bonds, and Rubens. Asa, who's D-Rock? Kat, a good friend of Biggie Smalls, running back body type. Why is she into this running back and linebacker type body? But let's continue. Asa, did you ever observe Mr. Combs with a pow-pow? Kat, yes, in my home. Asa, and did he talk about it? Cat. Mr. Combs told Chris Lightly he had a pow pow. He had a problem with 50 Cent. 50 Cent, you always in the middle of something. Awesome. Were you ever accused of stealing? Cat. Yes. Jewelry. It had been given to me. It was on loan from Jacob the jeweler. Jacob the jeweler, I would love to check you out because I want to see what you look like in person. But let's keep going. Awesome. It went missing. Awesome. It went missing. Cat. Yes. Awesome. What did you do? Cat. From Teterboro, I called 1440 and told them to lock it down. Awesome. What did Uncle Paulie do? Cat. He questioned me for 3 hours. Awesome. You went home? Cat. To Queens. Yes, with Uncle Paulie. He searched my house. Awesome. Where did Uncle Paulie take you? Child, this is a trip. Cat. He took me to 1710 Broadway. It was a dilapidated building. It was being fixed up, but I didn't know that. Uncle Paulie took me to the 6th floor. The door was locked behind us. There was a 6-foot holding table and a heavy-set man. Awesome. Can you describe him? Cat. 5 of me, 2 linebackers, and he was chain smoking. Awesome. Did Uncle Polly stay? Cat. No. Intermittently, he came back. Awesome. What did the heavy-set man say? Cat. I was there to take a lie detector test. Awesome. What did he say would happen if you failed the lie detector test? Cat. That they would throw me in the East River. And all this is about the jewelry. They were going to throw her into the East River. Agnophilia said, objection. Can we have a sidebar? Can we have a sidebar? So they do the sidebar. Okay, they back from the sidebar. Judge said, Ms. Steiner, you may proceed. Awesome. What was his demeanor? Cat. Very serious. I was terrified. Awesome. Did you want to be taking the test? Hello. Cat. No, I was afraid. Awesome. How was the test? Cap. It was wires on you and they questioned you. And it says, did I steal? Awesome. Did he tell you the results? Cap. He said to calm down, that he couldn't get a good reading. He might have to throw me in the East River. Awesome. Anyone else in the building? Cat. Not to my knowledge. Awesome. Could you leave? Cat. No. Paul said no. Awesome. What did Paul say at the end? What did Paul say at the end? Okay. Cap says that he'd come back the next day to figure this out. We started again, and then we started again. Another lie detector test. On the same location all day. Asa says, were you free to leave? Cap says, no. Asa, how long did this go on? Capricorn said, for 5 days. You mean tell me for 5 days you looking for some jewelry? You got one person and you doing a lie detector test. And this is crazy. Awesome. Did you tell anyone where you were? Cat. No, I was just trying to survive it. I worked under an NDA. Combs Agnifillia lawyer said, objection. Judge said, sustained. Jury, disregard the last answer. Awesome. What have you been doing? What would have you been doing? I guess what would have you been doing if you weren't being threatened? Okay. Cap says, shadowing Mr. Combs. Awesome. What happened after 5 days? Cap. That I could return to work, that Mr. Combs would see me the next week. Awesome. Did Mr. Combs ever discuss it with you? Capricorn, no. Awesome. What did you continue to work with? No, she says, I'm sorry. Why did you continue to work with Mr. Combs? Cap, because if I left, they think that I stole. Awesome. What were your days like? Cap. From his townhouse at 74th Street and Park in the morning to Daddy's house studio at night. Awesome. How much sleep did you get? Cap. On a good day, 4 hours, and on a bad day, 2. I got a stress condition. I was paid $55K. Awesome. Did you get paid overtime? Cap. No. I spoke to the head of human resources. She said I was owed $80,000. Awesome. How did Mr. Combs respond to that? Combs, a cat. He ripped up the paper. Y'all should have known that. I don't know why you went to human resources like you thought he was going to pay you. But anyway, let's keep going. Awesome. Would Mr. Combs stay at hotels? Cap, yes. Awesome. With whom? Cap, Kim Porter, once a week. Awesome. What names could he book the room under? Frank Black and or Frank White. Awesome. And the girlfriends, Jackie Starr. Awesome. Where did he stay? Cap, Intercontinental, Buckhead in Atlanta, Beverly Hills Hotel in LA. Awesome. What were in the bags? Cap, cameras, small bottles of baby oil and lube, cameras every time. Awesome. What would you be doing? Cap said she'd be watching TV, ordering room service, catching up on some sleep. Afterward, I sweep the room for anything left behind. Awesome. Any damage? Cap, baby oil. Didn't say how the baby oil had damage, but I can imagine. Also, how frequently would Mr. Combs stay in the hotel with Cassandra Ventura in 2008? Cap, like once a week at La Hermitage at the London Intercontinental for several days, and then they would get IV drops. Also, did he speak to you about his relationship with Miss Ventura? Cat, yes. Miss London was there. Chef Jordan in the other room. He called Cassie over and he said, walk there, hand me that, go back in the room. So he was asking her, come here, do this, do that, do this, do that. And she did it. Also, what did he say? Calf said, you bees won't do that. That's why you don't have a man. Also said, what did you say? Cap said, you, right. Also, did you observe Mr. Combs obtain any rugs? Cap said, a girlfriend in New York and LA from One Stop. That's that one stop. That's that one stop. Mildly ecstasy delivered to Puff or me. Also, did he ask you to get rugs for him? Cap said, yes, ecstasy. Also, and in the south of France. Cap, He asked me to get Cakramarina, and I said, for who? I said, why? Cap said, I wasn't going to do it, given how my mother passed away. Agnophilia said, objection. He said, sidebar. So I guess they go to the sidebar, they talk. They come back. Also, who did Mr. Combs say the rugs were for? Cap said, he said, not me. Also, did you get them? Cap, yes, through the Spanish security guard. He'd also get prescription rugs in my name. They were in the toiletry bag I'd carry or security would carry. Awesome. What about the bulk of cash? Cap. Oh, yes, the $100,000 euro coming back from Europe. Also, where did he get it? Cap. Club bookings in Europe. He'd keep it, then give it to security, then into his bedroom personal safe. Awesome. Violence? Cap. Fighting. Awesome. Was Mr. Combs violent with you? Cap said, yes, at Star Island. He told me, you are not going to leave this house. Pharrell Williams brought in a boat. I returned Mr. Williams to Palm Island. He called and said, where the are you? Like he's somebody's daddy. Where the you can't have a life. Tell me this fool ain't crazy. Somebody, your boss now call you up. You've been working and working. I mean, you've been working your A off. And he said, your boss, where the F are you? That right there would be, and they said, you can't have a life. Cap continues. One time I asked the chef if there was any turkey bacon. I said, I hate it here. The chef told Mr. Combs, you know, that's what I'm talking about, your circle. Keep it real small. I'm telling you, don't tell nobody nothing. If that's what you're thinking, think it. Don't, nothing. Because here go the chef. She go back and tell Mr. Combs. And Mr. Combs pushed me again and again. Also, what did he say? He said, if you hate it here, get the out. Get the out. Did you leave your employment? Cap said, I did. Here's the crazy part. I don't know why. Awesome. But you returned. As global brand director, I don't care if you was worldwide, moon, Saturn, Jupiter, universe director. You couldn't have paid me to do that. Awesome. Why? Pay very close attention because I'm not impressed with the answer. He was impressed by what I did in the job I left for a couple of albums. He said you wouldn't have to work directly for me. I don't care if I had to work directly for him, directly beside him, directly on his hip, on his knee. I don't care if I had to work directly in another state. As long as it was Sean Combs, I wouldn't want the job. I don't know why people do that. Like they always say, money is not good. All money is not good money. He wasn't paying you. He wasn't paying you. He owed you $80,000. Girl, let me keep going. Let me keep going. Okay, he said I wouldn't have to work correctly for him. Awesome. So what were you doing for Miss Ventura? So I guess she started working with Miss Ventura at this time. Cap says managing her image, maximizing the optics for her, for Sean Combs. He had final approval over everything. I thought he just said you would not have to be working directly with me. This sounds like you're going to have to work directly with me if he had final approval over everything. Liar. Awesome. Where did you live? Listen. A gated community. We have followed Kim Porter there. He lived in a gated community, the same community Kim Porter lived in. Okay. And y'all follow her there. Okay. And this is one reason why I had to do this in 2 parts, because this makes me sick. Awesome. Where was Miss Ventura? Cat. In New York City on West End. She would come to LA and stay with him or work with me or in a hotel. Awesome. Who else was Miss Ventura seeing? Cat. Scott Muscuddy, which is Kid Cudi. Awesome. How did you learn that? Cat. She brought him to my apartment. Awesome. What did she say? Cat. She texted me that they were going to this public place in LA. I told her it was a bad idea and to delete the text. Also said, why? Cap said, because if Mr. Combs learned about Cudi, Mr. Combs paid for my phone and hers. I took Cassie to get a burner phone. Awesome. When did Mr. Combs return to town? Cap, not long after. He took Cassie to a hotel. So as soon as he come back home, he ready for a FO. Okay. Awesome. And then Cap says on December 22nd, 2011, between 5:30 and 6 a.m., there was banging at my door. Awesome. What did you see through the peephole? Cap. A furious puff. Combs' lawyer Agnifilio said, objection. Judge said, ask another question, Ms. Steiner. Awesome. What was his movement? Cap said, pacing with something in his hand. Awesome. Did you open the door? Cap said, I did. Awesome. What was he wearing? Cap said, button-down sweater, torn pants, and he was holding a pow-pow. He came into my apartment and said, why didn't you tell me? Who is Scott? I said, I don't know no daggone Scott. Also said, what did he say? Cap said, we gonna unalive that ninja. Awesome. Where was the pow-pow? Cap said, in his hand. I said, I didn't want to go. He said, I don't give up. If you don't want to go, get dressed. And you wanted to go work for him again? No way. Uncle Paulie, Ruben, well, who else? D-Rock? No. Also said, what concerns did you have? Cap said, he never come to my house. Asa, did you try to escape? Cap said, no, I got dressed. He said, look at here, Asa. Hey, look. No, anybody got time to try to escape? I put my clothes on. I got dressed, like he said. Asa, who joined in? Ruben and the Black Escalade executive class. Asa, where was Ruben? Cat, driver's seat. I got in the back seat, right-hand side. Mr. Combs was in the left next to me. Usually he would have sat in the front, and the pow-pow was in his lap. Also, how long does it take for you to drive from your home to Cudi's home up in Hollywood Hills? Cap says, if you push it, 15 to 20 minutes. Also, what did Combs and Ruben do at Cudi's house? Cap said they went in. Also, could you see? Cap said yes. Also, what did you do? Cap Cap said, I called Cassie on her burner. And I said, Cassie, where the? I told her Puff was at Cuddy's house. Then I changed her number in my phone to my best friend Stormy. Awesome. When Mr. Combs came back, what did he do? Cap, he took my phone and called the last number. Then I saw Cuddy driving up. Mr. Combs saw my face and said, there go the ninja. There go that ninja right there. There he go. Right there. There he go. There he go. Right there. Cap said, we drove off because we saw the cops driving the other way towards Cuddy. Puff was pulling himself together. We stopped at the Key Club and Puff told me to call Cassie. Awesome. What did you tell Cassie? Cap, that he had me and would not let me go. Awesome. How did Miss Ventura respond? Cap said, she said, okay, come get me. She was calm. Awesome. Who drove you home? Cap said, Reuben. Awesome. What did Mr. Combs then tell you? Cap said, he said, I need you to convince Cuddy not to say that it had been him at his house. I picked up Cassie. Awesome. Where did you go? Cap. We went to Cuddy's and I tried to convince him not to file a police report. Awesome. What did you tell him then? Cap, that Puff came to my house with a pow pow. Awesome. What did you tell them? He said. What did you tell them? Cap, if you tell on him, he'll hurt us all. Mr. Cuddy's mind was blown. Objection. Judge, sustained. Jury will disregard. Awesome. What happened in the house? Cap said he was kicking Cassie again and again. Awesome. How was Cassie? Cap said in a fetal position. Mr. Combs kicked her all the way to the street. She was crying silently. Awesome. Where was he kicking her? Cap said her backside. And it says her voice cracked. Maybe she was getting ready to cry. Awesome. And where were you? Cap said I was 5 feet away and so was Reuben. Ain't doing nothing. Big linebacker ain't doing nothing. Awesome. What did Mr. Combs say to you? Cap said, he said, if you jump in, I'm going to you up to. Awesome. What did Reuben do? Cap, nothing. Awesome. Who did you call? Cap, I called D-Rock. I told him to tell your brother to stop. He is kicking the out of Cassie. I called Polly too. Nobody did nothing. Puff told her to leave. She left on foot and she could still hear Cassie getting kicked around the bend. She even called Cassie's mom. Capricorn even called Cassie's mom and told Cassie's mom to call the police because she couldn't. But Cassie's mom could call the police. So she said, Miss Regina, you can call the police, but look, we can't. So I'm trying to figure out if she was going to call the police, then wouldn't that have been? I don't know. But y'all, I'm going to stop right here because I don't want these to be too long and drawn out for y'all that, your attention span be boom, boom, gone. But that's where I stopped. And remember, this is where I'm going to pick up at. Because I think after here, they take a break. and then they come back or something because they were saying they didn't eat, and just muffles between the judge and the lawyers and all that. I hate doing this. This is they should just say, wrap this up. We're not going for no however many weeks they going. Wrap this up, because he's a criminal. Like I think Eddie Griffin said that in Jason's lyric when Jason's brother came home. He's like, "What's up, criminal?" Yeah, Diddy is a criminal. Lock him up and throw away the key. All this fool was running around LA like he was king. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Again, I'm going to leave it right here because I don't want y'all to get like overwhelmed where it's like too much or something like that. So maybe I can look at what came next and try to summarize it all up for you. Do something like that for you. But let me know in the comments what you would like for me to do. You want me to read it? You want me to summarize it? You want me to act it out? Because I act it out too. I be the juror, the lawyer. No, I ain't doing all that. I was lying. But that actually would be cute. So let me just think about that to myself. But I do need y'all to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Answer the questions that I asked you in the comment. Please do. And again, I'm going to say it again. Like, share, and subscribe so I can stay in the algorithm. Because I need this part-time job. I need it. And I love y'all. To all my subscribers that's been rocking with me since day one, we got to think of a name to call this. Tracy Nation. I don't know. If you put that in the comments. If you think of something that can, we could call ourselves, like the tide. I don't know. I don't know. If you think of something, put it in the comments. I'm out. Peace. Because I have other videos to put up. Thank you for watching and listening. Like, share, subscribe. All free. Hit the notification bell. Do what you got to do. Peace. Love y'all. Smooches.